Welcome back to Blake's Take. I'm Blake Neiman, and I'll give you my take on local and national sports from the Willamette Valley and beyond. I hope you all are having a great start to your week. Welcome to a new week of sports, and I know you all are probably wondering what this little Band-Aid thing is on my nose, but things happen. We'll just get through it. It'll just be a little bump in the road, but we're still going to drive through it. So I have a jam-packed show for you today, let's get right on into it. Starting with lots of great college football action this weekend. Let's get a recap of the matchup of the night with number 1 Clemson versus number 4 Notre Dame. Clemson's star quarterback Trevor Lawrence would be out for this game again due to COVID-19, so that was a huge factor in this game. Kyron Williams would get a fantastic start for the Fighting Irish with a 65-yard touchdown run on the second play from scrimmage. Then the Tigers wouldn't respond until Uangale would connect with Cornell Powell late in the first to put the game within one score. Each team would have 2 field goals to start the second quarter. Then late in the second, ETN would fumble the pitch and get the ball taken away by the Notre Dame defense, who would run it back for a touchdown to give Notre Dame the 2-score lead at halftime. Then Clemson would start off the half with a field goal to put the game within one score. Then later in that quarter, Uangale would connect with Davis Allen to tie things up 23 apiece and get the momentum going for Clemson. Nothing would really happen besides some field goals until late in the fourth quarter, where Travis Etienne would punch one in for the Tigers with 3.5 minutes remaining to take the lead. However, with less than 30 seconds remaining in regulation, Ian Book would throw a bullet to receiver Avery Davis to send the game into OT. Things were just getting wild. In the first OT, both teams would exchange a pair of rushing touchdowns to send the game into double OT, where Kyron Williams would punch one in to start the double overtime to give the Fighting Irish the 47-40 lead. The Irish defense would shut the Tigers down and then hold them to a 4th and 24, where Uangale's pass would be ultimately shut down after a few lateral passes, and Notre Dame would take down number 1 Clemson, handing Clemson their first loss in 39 regular season games, and gives Notre Dame their first win against an AP number 1 ranked team since 1993. So just an incredible win by the Fighting Irish. Great for them in college football, but hopefully these two will meet again in the ACC championship. So great action last night all around in college football this weekend. As far as the NFL yesterday, we had some great competitive football, except for the one on Sunday Night Football stage, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would get absolutely wiped by the Saints. Drew Brees would dominate in the first half, throwing 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers in the first half. The Saints would outscore the Bucs 31-0. You heard me, 31-0 just in the first half. Oh, it was just a horrible blowout. Brees would throw another touchdown in the fourth to put them up 38-0. And then the Bucs would get their only full score of the game with a field goal from 48 yards to get 3 points on the board. What an incredible performance by the Bucs, right? Gosh. So this becomes the largest loss of Brady's career after the Saints got the 38-3 victory, and just a horrible performance by the Bucs, and Antonio Brown coming in this week doesn't really matter because Brady threw 3 interceptions, and it was just a horrible outing by the Bucs. So as far as the rest of the NFL, it is actually pretty competitive, though. The Steelers remain undefeated. The Vikings beat the Lions. The Bills got a key win over the Seahawks to hand the Seahawks their second loss of the season. The Ravens would get a good bounce back from last week. The Falcons keep on improving. The Texans hung on to beat the Jags. The Titans beat the Bears. The Raiders get a key win in the AFC West over the Chargers and Justin Herbert. The Dolphins went down to the desert and got the key win over the Cardinals. And the Giants get their second win against the Washington football team. So otherwise, it was very competitive and action-packed football besides the one on Sunday Night Football, of course. As far as local sports, though, we had both of our college football teams play this weekend, starting off with the Beavs versus the Cougs. The Cougs would get things started with a long TD pass to go up 7-0. Then the Bees wouldn't respond until late in the second quarter, where Jamal Bradford would have a wide open touchdown to tie things up 7 apiece. However, with less than a minute remaining, Dion McIntosh would punch one in for the Cougars to put them up 14-7 at halftime. At the start of the third, Jalen DeLauro would keep it himself and rush it in to give the Cougs the 14-7 lead. Then on the next round, DeLauro would throw a dime to Travell Harris to really pull away in this game. However, the Bees weren't done in this game. They were going to keep fighting. On the next drive, Jamar Jefferson would rush one in for the Bees to start off the momentum going for the Bees. Then Jefferson would punch in 2 more touchdowns after that to put the game within 1 score and just really give the Bees a chance in believing that they could win this game, putting them with only a score of a field goal. Unfortunately, it just wouldn't be enough for the Bees, and they would get the 38-28 loss and suffer their loss against the Cougs for the second straight year. So unfortunate loss for the Bees, but it's still, they showed great promise in what's to come in the season with the comeback, and Jamar Jefferson is still showing that he's one of the best running backs in the Pac-12 and even college football. So a great performance by the Beavers and great effort. So I'm looking forward to how they will perform in the future. As far as the other local game, with Oregon State taking on Stanford, the Cardinals would get on the board first with Austin Jones rushing touchdown to take the 7-0 lead. However, on the next drive, C.J. Verdell would punch one in for the Ducks to tie things up 7 apiece. Then nothing would really happen until late in the second, where Shuck would connect with tight end DJ Johnson to take the 14-7 lead at halftime. But then in the second half, it was all Ducks, outscoring the Cardinals 21-7 and getting the 35-14 victory. So great win for the Ducks at their number 12 spot in the AP rankings, and hopefully they'll move up after this week and after some upsets in the top 10. So hopefully they can keep on improving, keep on winning, and maybe even get a college football playoff spot for the Pac-12. So we'll see how it turns out for them. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Blake's Take. I appreciate you tuning in for the start of the week, and there's more great sports news to come. Thank you so much. You can get me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or on YouTube. So any way you would like, you can listen. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night.